Hey there everyone, Michael here. Today is an exciting day. Today we're going to run through every single month at Walt Disney World, how I feel about them, and we're also going to do my favorite month to go to Walt Disney World. Let's jump right in. I have been to Walt Disney World every month out of the year, and I've seen what it's like, I've felt the temperature, all that great stuff, so I'm going to go over that with you right here in this video. So let's start off with January. January is a nice time of year to go. First week or two of January, it's a little bit crowded, but the second half of January is actually really nice, even though it is a little bit cold. February is a great month to go to Walt Disney World. It's a little chilly, but it's not too crowded, which is great. March is one of my favorite months to go to Walt Disney World. The Flower and Garden Festival starts, spring has sprung, and the crowds are still relatively low. So that's a great benefit for going during the March season. The first half of April is really nice. Flower and Garden Festival is still in swing. Crowds are relatively low, but the second half of April can get extremely crowded with spring break. So if you want to avoid the crowds, try earlier in April rather than later. Early May is a good time to go because a lot of school is not out yet, but later in May it starts to crowd up. So as May progresses, the crowds get heavier and heavier and heavier. June, July, and August at Walt Disney World can be extremely hot and very, very crowded. That being said, a lot of families only have that opportunity to go to Walt Disney World. So if you do only have that opportunity, try going as soon as school lets out or just before school lets back in. Those are usually the best times in that time frame to go to Walt Disney World with relatively low crowds. Now, September is a month I know very well. My family and I have been going in September for years. We love it. The reason we go in September, low crowds, pretty good weather, and usually the free dining packages being offered at that time. Saves us a lot of money and the crowds are low, so double win. October is a great time to go to Walt Disney World. Halloween theme all over the Magic Kingdom. Weather's not too bad, but hurricanes could be in your way, so I just had to deal with Hurricane Matthew. Wasn't too bad, but it's something you should be aware of in October. November at Walt Disney World, usually the crowds are relatively low and it's definitely starting to cool off, and you'll feel it if you go during that time frame. It's starting to get into that holiday season and you'll notice it right away. If you're at Walt Disney World over Thanksgiving, you'll notice all sorts of special events happening at the resorts, restaurants, and in the parks. Really cool activities. December at Walt Disney World. Oh, I love that time of year. I recommend if you're thinking about December, I'd go in the first half of December instead of the second half. The crowds are going to be much lighter. You're going to be able to enjoy more without as many people there. My top 3 times of year to go to Walt Disney World, I would say the first couple weeks in March, any time in September, and the first week in December. The reason I choose March, the Flower and Garden Festival is fantastic and the crowds are relatively low. September is a great time to go with my family. Crowds are very, very low. The free dining offers usually being offered. It's a great time to go. December is one of my all-time favorites, the holidays at Walt Disney World. I can't think of much better. The reason I say the first half of December is because the crowds are relatively low, so I get to see all the holiday decorations with relatively low crowds. Now, if I had to pick just one of my top 3, I don't know how to pick a favorite. I love it all. I love it all. I would say December, and I would say that simply because the decor at Walt Disney World is magical. No other way to explain it other than magical, and I love it. It's absolutely incredible to see the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios come alive for the holiday season. It is my all-time favorite. Definitely recommend it. There really is never a bad time to go to Walt Disney World, but I'd love to hear your favorites. Do you love going during the holidays or during a special event? Maybe the free dining, something to do with the weather? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear it from you, and I'll respond back to you, I promise. Until next time, have a magical day.